used to trade this stock a lot.
What's up, guys? Good morning, good morning. Mitch, let's test it. Let me know if you can hear Mitch, guys.
Good morning, traders. What's going on, guys? How we doing?
There we go.
Good
Yeah,
morning.
it's picking it up. All right, the stream should run fine today. I actually have to go pick up a new desktop. I've been trying to buy a new laptop, but it looks like I'm gonna have to buy myself a new desktop instead. If anybody has any,
I'm about to find you, brother. I got you.
huh?
I'm a king when it comes to desktops. I don't know crap about laptops, but
Right, man. Hey,
desktops, I got you, bro. I can look that up for you.
I just want a legit desktop under like $1,000. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Preferably an i7.
I made mine for just a little bit over $1,000, but I love it, man. I have an i7. I have a pretty good graphics card. I got over 32 megabytes of memory. I have a fast memory, which actually helps for charting. A little bit higher gigahertz, so I'm able to pretty much do anything on mine. I can get up to 4 screens. That's really what you want to see. I think what you're having issues is in your memory and on your graphics card.
Right.
You got that new display.
Yeah.
So now it's projecting out 3 screens, right?
Right. Well, the problem is really is that like it. Yes, I have 3 screens, but Manny actually sent me everything I need to get that hooked up. Get the 3 screens hooked up, and so the 3 screens worked fine. The problem
it
is
takes memory. It's probably slowing down your memory and causing your computer to just start slowing up.
Exactly. And this computer's an i3. It's not an i5 or an i7.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, that's
Right.
where I think you're running probably.
Exactly.
It's just overloading.
Right, and for sure. And that's why like I could upgrade the processor in this one, but it'd probably be better just to buy another one and just I can give this one to my daughter. I mean, this one's pretty new, or I could sell this one. Like, this one's pretty new. I bought this one in November, I think, of last year. Or December and November of last year is when I bought this computer. And so it's not old. It's less than a year old. And so, yeah, I'm just going to go get an i7 with good RAM and be done with it and not have to worry about it for another few years. But that's what I'm going to do today. The stream should work. The stream should work perfectly today because I'm getting a whopping 1,000 megabytes per second. Like, I actually ran a speed test on this one, and this one is running at the 1,000 megabytes per second download speed, and it has a good upload speed of like 45. And so the stream should run flawlessly today. The internet is good.
45 is more than enough.
Right, and
That's
this is...
like,
Right, it's overkill a little bit, you know.
yeah, literally overkill.
Right, but that's good, man. And you know, this laptop is my old Asus gaming laptop. It's an i7. It has good RAM, and so this one should work fine. It's 4 years old, but I bet you it still runs better than my desktop. So yeah, so hey, let me know. Somebody asking, is Mitch talking through a tunnel? No. So my sound is broken on this computer. I can't get it to play on my desktop. Or I can't get it to play on headphones, and so I basically have to put my mic close to my laptop and let you guys hear Mitch that way, you know?
Man, don't worry, I'll be through the tunnel today, guys. I got you.
Right. But hey, as long as you guys can hear him. So yeah, so looking at VKTX here, VKTX is probably my favorite mover this morning. Gapping up from 1039 to 2240. Really curious to see what the catalyst is for this. But yeah, definitely watching that one. Watching TLRY again. These cannabis stocks, CRON, TLRY, CGC, they're moving. Watching AVP, although this one is not my favorite. It is gapping up about 12 cents at this point, but AVP filled most of the gap. It went all the way up to 280, and then it filled the gap already, and so it's not quite as overextended as I'd like it to be. Looking at QTT here, recent IPO. Just going to keep an eye on it to see where this one goes. Looking at NBEV, I think this one's definitely a little bit overextended from the previous days. And so I'm definitely watching this one. I don't think it's tradable unless they added it, which I hope they did, but it's unlikely that they did. No, they didn't add it. So NBEV is not tradable, but that's one to watch as well. Keeping an eye on PDD. PDD's gapping up some from 24.36 to 25.20. UWT. MYSZ, TEVA from yesterday, GERN, NEPT. So Looking for some overextended stocks. The best option is VKTX. I don't really know what kind of share size I should take with this one, just because this gap is so ridiculous. I could effectively buy like 10 shares and like make $100 on this one today. If really, I think 30-40 shares would be reasonable, just because this thing's moving. The range just in pre-market and after hours is like $9-10. So interesting.
I'm gonna be ready for this, man. These are the kind of stocks that I look for.
Yeah, for sure. I'm definitely looking to short it, but we'll see what the catalyst is on it. Let's see how many of these are tradable too.
Yeah. I'm going through it right now. It's pretty much an 8K file.
Yeah. NBEV, no. So that's TLRY, VKTX, AVP is good. PDD, good. UWT. Hopefully we'll get some big movers. That was tradable. NYSD, yes, good. APHB, no. QTT. I'm going to add the chat. Huguetes, I haven't looked at the chat, but I'm going to add it, brother. So, I got you. NEPT, tradable, good. GERN. So, yeah, watching GERN, NEPT. NEPT could be a little bit extended on the daily chart. I'm definitely watching this one. Looking to short it. It's still up from yesterday. It opened up yesterday at 380s. Or it closed yesterday on Friday at the 380s, gapped up yesterday, and still sitting at 430, so it's still a little extended. I'm watching for NEPT for a possible short. And so yeah, let me know how the stream's running. It should be running on point today. It really should be. Yeah, so to see if a stock's tradable, you just go down here to the trade manager, go to symbol, and then you just type it in. And so, like, for instance, TLRY is tradable. It has a Y next to it. And NBEV is not tradable. And you can see it has nothing here.
I'm starting to see the daily points that I wanted to see broken for the wheat stocks. And that was mainly 134 for TLRY. Approaching it today on that gap down. And starting to move down here, guys. What I'm going to be doing with these stocks is this was the day that I was really interested. How is it going to react with that 134 price, and see if it's going to really, really slam back down to another support level, or if we're going to hang out here and consolidate for a couple days before heading back down. One of the key things is this is where the bounce can happen, and it can make another run to that 137. So what I'm looking for is to see what's going on in these levels today during the daytime and the open. I won't be trading these stocks today, but I'm going to be learning from them so that I can trade them in the coming days.
For sure.
That's my idea, is just kind of watch the daily chart, learn from the stock, wait till you see on the daily chart those first red candles. If you actually look on the daily chart of TLRY, this is still in the green, still pushing up.
Yeah. Honestly, man, I've really been thinking about buying some call options for some of these cannabis stocks. Just because
I'm the opposite. I'm like, where's my puts?
Right. I mean, it's just I think buying puts. They say October 17th is the legalization date for Canada. And so I just think they're going to run up with hype. I don't necessarily think they're that good of companies. I just think hype is going to bring them up a little bit more before then. And I'm going to sell. It's going to be a short-term holding. I'm just going to sell it and, try to get out.
That's the fun part of trading. You're thinking about it like that. And I'm over here thinking that what happened is the pricing has already reflected on the investment and the opportunity.
Right. I think people are going to start taking profits.
Exactly. So now people are going to start trying to buy these stocks just because they're up for so long. That's really what happens. Is that a lot of times I see this from stocks. They make the move prior to where you actually think the event is going to happen, because if the pricing doesn't reflect the actual event, then you got to find out where is the pricing coming from. This stock has moved up from $25 back on that investment from Constellation when they did that huge investment. I think it was like close to $1 billion or something like that, Canadian dollars. And then now it's made this really, really giant change in value of the companies and the whole industry as a whole. The only thing that will keep it up here will be another investment. So if you don't see that big investment up there again, these stocks have to fall eventually.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
Where's their ceiling? That's where you run into a problem.
See, that's why I like options, though, is because options, I can buy a put or I can buy a call, and if it doesn't work out, I don't lose any more money. I just buy the call, and if it doesn't work out,
I mean, in the end, you'll learn that about 90% of options in the United States expire worthless. They don't make any money, and they just pay for the option.
Right, that makes sense. Hey, I'll be right back, man. Hold it down real quick. I'll be right back.
I would suggest if you do options, from what I've learned, at least from other traders and from doing my own finance studies, is that it's better to sell options than to buy them.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'll be right back. I'll talk to you about it. Sorry about that, man. I got to take my morning break.
It's a completely different strategy. You're kind of trading for what's called trading for premium, and that's what you got to go for.
Right.
But let's get back to stock trading. Looking at VKTX, guys. I'm looking at NAPT, GERN. Also keeping an eye on GLMD. I see that stock gapping up a little bit. This stock usually goes right back down. Another stock that I'm keeping on watch, it's low volume, but just keeping it on watch because of the gap up, is ACHV. ACHB, another weak stock, but then you see volume come into this. RFIL, I'm seeing that stock bounce up there. The daily chart on this stock looks really good. If it can't get past 10 near the open, it could probably come right back down to those $8, $9 range. This looks a lot like DERM back in the day when it did its little fake out move. All right. How's everybody doing out there? Good morning, Corey. Good morning, Adelie. Good morning, Raul, WL. Good morning, Garrett, Silver Surfer, Arian in the house, Rick Sanchez. We got Lavish, Joe, Netron, Marcos. We got Tech Booze. Huguete, is that boy Huguete in the house?
All right.
Live games. Amelia. And of course, we got Tiny in the house. Tiny's in the house, man. You know who I miss seeing in the chat room? I miss seeing that boy Dog. We gotta get that boy some mentorship. Gotta get that boy back in here.
Yeah, man. I mean, Dog had a kid, man.
Yeah, that's why I want to get him back, man. One of the things is I love giving back, man. Especially a guy that just had a kid. I'm sure he's more focused on trying to get some revenue into his life, some income, take care of his kids, and that's what I look for, you guys. I definitely want to help people, and that's why I come to this stream every day.
For sure, man. A lot of people, I mean, I just want financial freedom. I know it's kind of the cliche thing that everybody says in trading, but I mean, it's the truth. I think it's why most people want to learn to trade, is because it gives you that opportunity, And
I hate that word.
I know, financial, it sounds like a pitch, right?
My thing is that there's no such thing as freedom financially.
Yes, there is, dude. I mean, It isn't,
because when you have more money, you spend more money. Okay, so what it really is that what I feel is I'm not trying to get financial freedom. I'm trying to just obtain the things that I can feel successful in life. Because success is determined a lot of times, it's relative to your own, like the way that you hold it, Financial freedom for certain people could be having $100,000 a year. You know,
okay. When are you gonna be
certain
here?
people that's not gonna please them. You know, they have different standards of life and they want to do different things. You know, so for me to feel really successful in life.
Hey guys, I gotta go grab my son's inhaler for my wife, so I'll be right back. Sorry, Mitch.
Yeah, nah, go ahead, brother. For me to really feel successful in life, it's not gonna really be about financial freedom. It's gonna be more along that I'm able to do the things that I want to do, the things that make me happy, and the things that I feel are towards my success and progress in life. There you go, Daniel. That's what I like to hear. And Corey, I'm glad we were able to take some time with you, brother. Always willing to take some more time. Anything to help you guys improve, we're willing to do it. All right, guys. One of the real keys with VKTX, guys, is you guys see how the 1 minutes are kind of getting really tight. Start looking at this stock more at a 5 minute, seeing where the resistance and the supports are getting met. So we can see clearly that we have a $22 support, and we can see clearly that we have resistance. First resistance is going to be there at $25. Then we got a little bit of a breakout. I don't really consider this too strong a resistance, but we got 25 or 25.95, 26. I would do it right there at 25.95, and then a third resistance up there at the top of the wick. I have it going up there to 28.01. So I would do it at 28. There you go. Live gains, getting out of debt, show success. There you go. That's what it means to you, guys. Always find out what it means to you. Hey, Corey, it is my off day today. I do got to do some things in the afternoon, but if you want, if you want, I can always meet up with you tonight. I don't mind supporting you on your challenge.
All right. All right, sorry guys. Yeah, so sorry, my wife needed me to grab something, but
Hey, gotta take care of him. Yeah, it's like I was saying, John. At the end of the day, it's whatever success means for you, you know?
Right.
It's always relative, you know, certain people are gonna want more, certain people are gonna want less. And if you feel, you know, that you're getting what you need to feel successful, I think that's really what you should search for in life, you know? Those freedom words, dream words, you know, they're just gonna never really satisfy you because it's like kind of like trading, you know. You don't usually remember too many of your good trades. You remember a lot of those bad losers.
It's like poker. That's like poker.
Yeah.
Poker, there's a common saying where it's like, the saying goes, most traders can't remember most poker players can't remember their big winners. It's in the movie Rounders, actually. But they remember with excruciating detail their big losses in poker, and it's the same thing with trading. You know, you don't remember your winners, you remember your losers, which is good. That's how it should be.
I view that way in life, man.
Right.
It's the same way it is in life. A lot of trading has to do with life and just how you view it. You know, certain days you're gonna have bad days. You know, every day is not gonna be a winner day. You know, and how you deal with the bad, it really is what decides your life.
Right, for sure.
Not necessarily how you deal with the good.
Like, honestly, like, I'm okay, like, financially. I'm not, like, rich or anything, but, like, I'm okay. I make enough to pay the bills and take care of the family, but, like, the reason I love trading, it's, like, my passion, man. It's, like, if I could do anything with my life, like, as, like, a long-term career, it would be something like this. And so, you know, that's why I do it. It's because I love it, man, you know. And I think you gotta love it to be successful at it, because if you're not passionate about it, you're going to give up really quickly, and, you know, it's going to be kind of soul-crushing when you lose money, and then you're not going to really want to keep doing it. And so it's just about perseverance. You got to persevere through the losses and kind of keep working at it. You know, the reason 90% of traders fail is because they give up, you know. And
All right, you who got that wants us to talk about NBEV?
yeah, NBV starting to run up here. It's at 260, around 260 now.
No, I talked about this pre-market, guys. I said that this stock, yeah, it looked like it was gapping up a little bit, but I definitely saw that the dailies gave it that chance to run to 3. So that's what I'm looking for on this stock. I'm looking for a rejection of the $3 point. Um, all these moves down here just show me that this stock is having either some news behind it, some investors behind it, or something to push it up. We all know this stock really doesn't have any real holding in their products and services. So what we're looking for more now is going to be looking at daily support and daily resistance numbers. So if I pull back the daily, I can look at MBEV, and the last time it ran, it created a support at 311. I'm going to pull a little closer to see exact level for you.
I might throw a few $100s into a Robinhood account. I'm kind of torn. I don't know whether I want to deposit a few $100 into Ustock Trade, Robinhood, or Webull.
All right. So I'm seeing 311, 310. That's going to be the real key level for this stock, guys. That's where I think it's heading and going to test. If you see on the daily, you'll find a support from its last run that's probably going to create a resistance at that pressure. So then I'll look for it to either reject 310s and immediately go back down, or break through 310s and try to make a run to 364.
If it gets that high, which is a big if.
This is more of what I call the macro view of the stock. So not necessarily is this a strategy that you should be playing. This is more my view of the daily chart. And so now I go more intraday, and I start looking at the stock intraday and making opinions. One of the key things is, if you don't look at the daily chart, you don't understand the background of the stock or what's actually happening as a whole. You can get yourselves in really bad situations where you're fighting the trend. And that's one thing that you don't want to do. And it's one thing that I actually did last weekend. Really did pay the price for it on the weed stocks. Trying to short the weed stocks was not the right idea, seeing as the daily charts were telling me that this stock was trending bull, and I was fighting the bulls.
Yep. And I mean, it's like I said, I think these cannabis stocks are just a little bit tricky to trade, man. So Fun World. So I see Fun World asking a lot of questions. He's asking if I'm smoking weed. He's asking how old we are. So I'm not smoking weed. It's an electric cigarette. I want to say that first of all. I got kids here, Number 2, I'm 30. I think Mitch is like 28 or something like that. 27. And so yeah. Sorry, just wanted to answer that.
I've been trading for now 3 years. Consistently for about 2 years in this niche. I first started out, honestly, trading Amazon. That's what got me started, guys.
Yeah, never. I don't think I've ever bought.
Amazon was in 600.
I don't think I've ever bought a share.
How I started was funny. It was with Thinkorswim.
Yeah.
I had that Thinkorswim paper account of, it gives you like $200,000 of buying power.
Right.
And I was there, and I would buy, like, at a time, I would buy Amazon stock, and I was buying, like 100, 200 shares, and I would try to trade it like that. And I didn't do that bad. I would always make these kind of, like, range-bound trades where I'd buy it at the bottom and sell it at the top of the range. And it really wasn't that bad. It just realized how much capital you would need to trade. And it was like, man, $200,000 to only make maybe, like, I was making on average like 800 to 1,000 a day, but I was like, that's a lot.
Right, for sure.
There's a lot of buying power. And then I started really trying to figure out how to find a niche in this trading game. That's when I found penny stocks. That's when I started going into more. I went through so many gurus like Tim Sykes, Warrior Trading, Foos, these guys on YouTube like Gary. Then there's this other guy, this kid that does the Robinhood trader. There's so many traders.
Yeah, there's lots of them, man.
Guys.
And I'm not even saying they're bad.
One of the key things is that I always did take the approach that you can learn something from everybody.
Right, for sure. There's a little bit to learn from everybody. Everybody has their different style, and regardless of if it's a good or bad thing, you can always learn from people. Let's go over the news real quick just because it's getting a little bit closer. I just want to finish the news. Okay, so the first one I'm really looking at today is the bottom right VKTX. This one is a huge gap up. It's gapping up so much and the range is so big in pre-market and after hours. I don't really know what kind of share size I should take. I'm looking at like 10, 20 shares just because the range is like $9, $10. I can take 10, 20 shares, make $50, $100 like that. So that's probably what I'm looking at for VKTX. The reason this one is up is because they did announce positive results in their trial of a non-alcoholic fatty liver treatment. And actually, before I go over the news, today's news is brought to you by SnapTrade. That's SNAPTRADE.US. If you don't know what SnapTrade is, it's a really awesome free website for traders to take advantage of. It has a lot of awesome tools like watchlist building, and I share my morning watchlist with a decent amount of traders here each morning. And so if you want my watchlist shared with you, let me know and sign up to SnapTrade, and I'll add you to this list. But yeah, it shows a lot of awesome free info like signal strength, market cap, volume change percentage, a lot of really smart indicators here. It also has a scanner, so regardless of what sector, if you're looking for high gainer volatile stocks, high gainer penny stocks, cryptos, construction, oil, and energy, whatever it is, they usually have the sector for you. There's also a really nice top list, but what I typically do is I use them to look up the news on certain stocks. And so for instance, with VKTX here, I can just type this in and check out the news. And, it shows me all the most recent news on this stock, as well as when earnings came out, the different technical indicators, historical prices. It compares it with the Dow Jones. And so a really awesome free website to use. It's SnapTrade, SNAPTRADE.US. And I'll go ahead and post this link. Really awesome free website, so go check it out, guys.
Yeah, man. This stock did have a conference call today, guys, at 8 a.m. It's looking like the conference call is not going good right now. Definitely investors are listening in on this right now.
On VKTX?
Yeah, there's a conference call at 8 a.m. So that's what's going on right now, guys. It's really reacting to the conference call. So people are kind of trading this as they're listening to the call. And what we're going to do is we're not going to react to the first move. That's what I don't want to do in a stock like this. A lot of times the first move is going to give you a fake out. So if this is going to just be the washout and just wash out clean, then so let it be, because essentially you got a bounce right here. The bounces are going to be about 20, 30 cents, 40 cents. So you don't want to get yourself caught chasing a red candle and then get bounced out 30 or 40 cents. So really look for a really good bounce to get in, and you want to kind of get more of a fake out the opposite direction before you're going and deciding your entry on a stock like this.
Yep. I agree. It's one that I got to be... The market's not looking that hot right now. There's not really that much that I really, really like. And so I just got to be careful today, And one of the reasons I was thinking about getting... people were asking me what I want that second account for. The reason I want that second account is for long setups, specifically to trade the VWAP bounce that we've been reviewing. And so that's interesting. We're going to look at that one. So let's look at NBEV. And so I'm thinking more like U-Stock Trade or Robinhood. Maybe Webull, just because I can trade in pre and after hours, and I haven't really given it that much I haven't really traded on Webull that much, and I love Webull. And so maybe Webull, I don't know. Maybe I'll add some to Webull, but I want to trade options too, so it's kind of tough. I might just add a few $100 to each just to be able to mess around. But yeah, so next one I'm looking at is NBEV here. NBEV, this one started running yesterday. So New Age Beverages is what NBEV is, and they had a Coca-Cola takeover rumor, which is what came out yesterday. And that's what's ultimately making NBEV move. So that's interesting. Looking at AVP now, AVP, the top left chart on mine. So there was reported buyout interest for AVP, and that's why it was moving. requited interest from Natura for buyout interest, and so buyout interest shown for AVP. It's right back down to 224, so it doesn't have that much room on the downside, so don't know how much I really like it. I mean, I'm looking at PDD here, but that's really about it. Like, I don't really see that much I like. If you guys see anything else, let me know. I'm going to check out Arian's World Scanner here, see if anything new has popped up since the last time, which it doesn't look like it. We got CGIX.
Yeah, that stock's already gone though.
CGIX is up. It's starting to fill the gap coming down, but I'm definitely going to watch CGIX. I doubt it's tradable, though. Let's see. Cross my fingers here. Nope, not tradable. Which is what I thought. I can kind of tell at this point if a stock's going to be tradable or not. NXEO. This one's probably not going to be tradable either. Nope.
Alright, guys. I'll be right back.
Alright. RDCM. RDCM looks interesting. It had a big wash yesterday. I don't know how extended it's going to be, but this one's worth watching as well. It's still not tradable, so none of these are tradable. Weird. DRRX. DRRX doesn't look bad. This one is tradable too, so I'll add DRRX to my list. And I'm also watching NEPT here. I think NEPT might be up a little bit on the last few days. So I'm looking at this one for a short, maybe down to 4. It'll probably be one of my main watches here. And then what was the other one? TLRY. Let's see what Cron and some of these other cannabis stocks. Yeah. Alright, so yeah, these are probably my main watches. We'll see how this goes. The volume is a little slow today, though. So gotta see some volume pick up here. Let's see why DRRX is up as well. That'll be the last one I look at. Alright, so their direct ADHD capsules received marketing authorization in Taiwan. And that's ultimately what's causing DRRX to gap up like this. We'll see where this one goes. A little weird day in the market today, guys. The only stuff that I really like have huge ranges, which is good, but I have to take smaller share size. And the rest of them, I don't see any overextended stocks. And that's kind of what the strategy revolves around, is overextended. Overextended on the upside, so I can short them. But I don't see too much for that, for that today. So we'll see what happens. I'm looking at QTT here. Maybe short QTT if it looks weak. Maybe. What's up, Eric? What's up, Tech Booze, Jose, Silver, NLST Silver? I got you, man. Yeah, NLST is a penny stock that, it's right around the $0.50 level. And this is an interesting level because this is like one of the big mental support and resistance levels is the $0.50. And for a 50-cent stock, I mean, this is like the big support and resistance level right here at 50 cents. You can see it went right up to 50 cents yesterday and got rejected. And so, if you look here, went right up to 50 cents here. So big level there. We'll see if it holds over it, washes out under it. For my style of trading, I just don't like shorting cheaper stocks like this, specifically stocks under $1. I think they have too much momentum to push up. And so I don't usually short these, but it's still a little extended from its 10-cent low last month. So we'll see where this one goes. What's up, James? What's up, brother? What's up, Raphael? Can you short pre-market on TEFs? No, you can't. You can't trade at all in pre-market or after hours on TEFs. It's strictly day trading. And I mean, you can hold stocks overnight, but you can't buy in pre-market or after hours or any extended hours. Is what's going on. Yeah, so TEFs is this trading platform. TEFs is the partnering broker with TradeNet. And so if you are interested in signing up to TradeNet, I do have a link that will get you 20% off an intro package. I do make a small commission from it, but if you want to help support this channel, you can go through my link, and I appreciate it if you do. At the same time, I try to be honest with people about TradeNet and TEFs. The biggest flaw with TEFs is that some stocks are not tradable. Like, for instance, a lot of these gapping up stocks, these cheaper gapping stocks are not tradable, but it all really has to do with volume. So, like, the stock has to have a certain amount of volume. Usually, somebody told me it was 300,000 shares trade or 500,000 shares traded in volume in the last 3 months. There's the bell. Sorry about that, guys. Here's the link to TradeNet to get 20% off TradeNet if you're interested. But there's the bell. Looking at lost track of time there. Looking at VKTX here. I think this one's just gonna wash all day.
Yep, it's just a quick wash. I need a bounce. There's no point.
Right,
I mean, the amount of risk down here is just way too high, guys. Looking for a bounce up to 22. All right, let's look around.
Yeah, I'm looking for stuff. It's not really looking that good, though.
Watching GER and want that one to try long first. Watching E8 NEPT.
Kind of look at
SSC.
SSC.
SSC. My bad. Need to see it get down below 458.
QTT is starting to push up. QTT. All right, so we got a little bit of a bounce on VKTX. Cron, looking at Cron, CRON.
Yeah, it went to the 9 EMA. People are shorting it off that 9 EMA. I think it's just too tight. That's just my personal opinion.
No, you can't exit a trade in pre or post market on TradeNet, or it's TEFs. It's actually TEFs, but you can't exit at all in pre market or after hours.
Yeah, you won't be able to.
Yeah. So you said you think Cron is a little bit too tight. You said.
Oh no, I was looking at Cron. I was looking at VKTX. That bounce right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, if someone tried to short it there in the 9 EMA, they just got squeezed out hard. I'm looking for all the way by 22.
Look at TEVA. TEVA. I mean, if TEVA pulls back to the VWAP, it doesn't look bad.
I need to short off a support, so I'm looking for like 21.87s or 22 for VKTX, guys. Needs to get up there, guys.
Yeah, I'm watching TEVA here. Pulling back to the VWAP really nicely. Might take a small... Wait, am I logged in here? What the... What? There we go. Man. I might miss my entry on TEVA dealing with this. Ugh, why? Of course, man. Like, look at this. Ugh, it hurts, man. Look, I was trying to jump in TEVA at 23.19 and just didn't catch it. But, man, beautiful VWAP fade right there.
I wasn't watching TV today, too.
For some reason, TEFs logged me out. I had to log back in. And so, weird. Yeah, there goes Cron running up. TEVA, I don't mind it here. I might... Alright, I'm in with 100 shares on TEVA. Don't know how I feel about that downweight. Gonna give myself a pretty tight leash with this one today. Just because it's not an A plus setup. This is a B minus setup. That's why I'm using smaller sizing too.
It went to that support, guys. It went to 80. We got 85, 2185. That's what I was talking about as it being a support. But I was looking for a 22 entry. Wasn't able to get in there. We're gonna watch this break over 22 here. See if I can get in here.
I gotta give myself a pretty tight leash here for TEVA. If it cracks 20, I'm just gonna jump out.
All right.
There's 23. I'm out for an $8 loss. I got out for an $8 loss on TEVA. It may reverse, but that's why I got out. I could have set that $25 level as my risk, but it would have already stopped me out. So tiny loss. That's fine. Just moving on. The first one to get into would have been that first drop, and I didn't really get it. This is the problem with B minus setups, right? And like I said, I even knew this was a B minus setup. That's why I took small sizing and gave myself a tight risk, just because it had a big down day yesterday. And the whole point of this setup is to take advantage of overextended stocks on the upside. And so this one, I wouldn't really classify it as that. So kind of just moving on. I basically consider this almost break even $8 loss. So just moving on. May have gotten a little bit too antsy with that one.
It happens. This is the logout thing causes you a little bit of stress. Just
right.
Focus in.
I felt like I needed to force it because I felt like I missed the opportunity for sure. So let's see. Let me know if you guys see any other VWAP fades. I'm not seeing any right now. What is GERN doing? Nope. Any PT running up? So with any PT, I'm going to look for a wash if it reverses and I head back down under. NBEV. Yeah, I mean, nothing's really going fulfilling right now. See, this is why I got out super early with this one, and I'm happy I did. My entry was 16. I got out at 24. And so it eventually,
you gotta do it sometimes.
Right, it eventually ran up to 33, so 23, 33, so I got out in time. It broke the high of the day. A lot of stuff running up though, guys. It might be a kind of a bullish day here.
Alright guys, I'm short there at 22.34s.
On
22.34s.
VKTX?
Yes.
What's your share sizing?
Hold on, I'm trying to cover some. Alright, I'm tuning out the cover in order here. There you go, I covered 50 shares of it. I put 100 shares out there, guys.
Oof, that's big sizing. Hey, good job there, brother.
Yeah, I went for it, brother.
Hey, 100 shares is big for that range, man. What'd you make on that first partial?
First one, I have realized $25. I'm chilling out right now. I'm up like 50.
You want me to share your screen?
Yeah, I'm trying to do both.
Okay.
I'm trying to get it to there. I just, at the same time, paying attention to it because that's fast. Alright, guys. Got to be careful with it here. There you go. Don't want to get squeezed too hard. Willing to add my 50 back, but it would have to be at 23. It already pushed up further than I wanted it, which was 56.
Yeah, it's still a little laggy. Let's see. Usually it corrects itself at a certain point. Just give it a second. There it goes. All right. Let me know how the stream's running as well today, guys.
60 something.
The stream should be running really well this morning, so let me know how it's going. NIO. We got it, Omid. We got it, brother. Yeah, NIO though. Hey, you're right. NIO, man. Look at NIO. Tank. Gonna look for a bounce back in NIO here.
Oh, I missed my ad there. I missed my ad there, guys, at 2290s. That right there would have got me a really great average in this trade. Now I just got to be careful there.
Yeah, I'm gonna minimize your trades because I'm watching NIO pretty closely
without
here.
Without a doubt. No, yeah. Worry about that.
But like I said, though, today's a small share sizing day just because I don't see any A+ setups. There's QTT as well, NIO and QTT here. Both recent IPOs, both kind of doing very similar things. Probably in the same sector is what I'm guessing. I really want to see it get up to 880s. If it can get that high, doesn't look like it's going to give me it. Yeah, too big of a wash. I'll look for another pullback to the VWAP area. Maybe on QTT as well. I don't know. QTT had a big red day yesterday. Maybe a little overextended on the downside. Don't know if I want to take it. I don't know if I want to take that one. I'll look at QTT though. If anybody wants to see what I'm seeing. NIO. Looking to see if NIO pulls back to this 880 level, 877 maybe, is when I'd consider it. QTT may be pulling back to the VWAP here, but I gotta kind of keep myself back from jumping in that one, although it does look tempting. PDD. VWAP rejection just now. Here goes NIO. Want to see it get a little bit higher, up to the 75 level is where I'll consider taking it. It's up to 71. 73. Alright, I'm in with 100 shares. A little bit early on NIO. Wait, no, I didn't get in. Wait, did I? Yes, okay, good. Alright, in with 100 shares on NIO here. Looking to add more if it gets up to 79s. $76s.
All right, there you go. Secured $34 there, guys. Now I'm out of the trade. Now I want to see if it makes a move to 23 one more time, and then once it rejects, I will short it, guys. If it breaks out, it breaks out. If it breaks down below 22, it'll be also the move down.
All right, so I'm holding 200 shares of NIO here.
And Tiva and NEPT, those stocks did a nice red wash and then that green move.
There's a pull back to 76, 75. I like that much better now.
What are you watching?
NIO. I just took NIO, scaled into it.
All right, here comes BKTX, guys, for that move to 23. Let's see if it gets above the VWAP and gets through 23 for the long side, or if it rejects that and then starts coming back down, guys. That was a crazy trade with BKTX.
What'd you make on it, man? Sorry, I've been focusing on mine.
$34, not bad.
Right.
It was where I took profits. I could have made a little bit more, and that's why I wanted to talk today about profit keys, and I'm going to go over that after, probably.
For sure. Sounds good, bro.
I'm watching GERN, guys. What it is doing is that it's very low volume, though, so that's why I'm not that interested. But it definitely looks like it's doing the VWAP reject, where it goes fakes long and then just crashes down, bounces to the VWAP.
Yeah, that's what I'm in NIO right now. It kind of did the same thing. Entry is roughly right around where I'm at now. I scaled into it, but it squeezed up a little higher than I previously thought it would. Just gonna give myself a tight risk here.
Alright, starting to draw a trend line there with BKTX and the support there, guys, at 2183. 2183 is what you're going to see. on the breakdown.
Ooh, it got squeezed up here. I gotta be careful here.
Above 2250, and it's just probably an attempt to go to 23, and then we'll see what happens there. This next candle is going to be very, very important. It's going to make an attempt maybe either to the support or a breakout.
I don't like this the way NIO is moving right now. I'm probably going to get out pretty soon. There's another rejection.
There's the breakout going to 23. Let's see what happens. It rejected 23 there. So let's see if it gets back above. When this candle closes, if this candle does not close above 23, I will be looking for shorts.
There we go. Beautiful drop. That's what I wanted to see here. Let's see a bigger drop here down to 70s. Nice.
What we want to see it do, it's probably going to make a move to 2250, bounce, knock it above that 23, guys. There it is, above the 23, guys. The breakout's there. That's what important levels, guys. Important levels.
This one's acting strange, man. Look at NIO. I mean, I still think it's bearish, but man, it's kind of choppy.
You getting that choppy chop?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. Like it's going up, down, right around the VWAP area.
Yeah, the problem with this stock, I would see, is overcrowdedness.
Yeah, it's an IPO, which are always a little tough to trade. There we go. There's a drop. $72s.
At least you know your risk now.
Right. Risk is 84s. Just trying to have patience with it, but
Catch up with the chat.
yeah, I haven't looked at the chat in a little bit.
Yeah, nothing moving. Insurance. Tempted to go back in Facebook. $20 profit on Lavish for NIO.
Nice.
Do you pay for canceled tickets or ordered? No, you
I don't think
not.
so. Yeah.
You can put 1 million orders in there. As long as they're not filled, you're not paying for anything. Seeing GRN there.
Yeah, I see that one.
The VWAP reject. I'm not so sure about taking it. It's just no risk to reward there. One of the things me and John's been talking about is on days that we're not seeing huge risk to reward, especially on GDRN right here, it's only a 5-cent reward to the bottom, and it's a 4-cent risk. So definitely not the risk to reward that I want. I don't want to take this trade, guys.
I feel you.
Definitely Tiva's getting up there extended, guys. I'm keeping an eye on her. I don't know why I made her a girl, but Tiva's a girl for me.
They're always girls, man. You know, it's kind of like cars.
I'm watching
NEPT?
guys.
Yeah, I was just about to say it. NEPT pulling back.
Rejection there.
NIO needs to crack under 72s is what it really needs to do. It's kind of the make or break point here, I think.
suggest for a newbie today? Top three. Are you asking for top three stocks? Are you asking for top three things to learn?
Right. We don't give stock recommendations, if that's what you're talking about. Like, we simply just go over strategies and patterns. We'll tell you what stocks we're looking at, but we don't really give like stock advice. You know what I mean? Or stock. We don't really give. There we go. There's a nice down move. We don't really tell you what stocks to buy just because for liability reasons, and but we just tell you the strategy we're looking for, really. Ugh, it is so choppy, man. Every time I think NIO is gonna wash, it pulls back.
It's playing games.
Yeah, man.
VKTX, guys, looking like kind of what you call the ABCD move. Okay, so it did kind of a flag, broke out, pulling back here. We're gonna see it consolidate for an area, and probably make another bull move. If it does crack down, what we're looking for it to really crack is not the VWAP here, guys, but this other price, this support from the first move up, which was 21.86. That's what I'm paying attention to, guys, and that's what I would go ahead and hammer down on. Anytime you're shorting in this stock now is what I was talking about pre-market when you're fighting the trend. The trend right now is bull on this stock right now. Even though it's below the pre-market numbers, since the open, this stock has only gone up. So until it breaks that trend line that it's kind of forming now, you're going to see it come to this VWAP. Let's see how it does the John strategy right here, the VWAP bounce, and see if it does it.
Here's 75. I'm going to give myself a pretty tight leash here, 76.
All right, guys, we see that wash through on the level 2s or VKTX there, guys, through the 23, guys, and down through the VWAP there, guys.
There we go, 70s.
So now I want to see this stock bounce, try to make an attempt to 23 and can't get over.
All right, there's another pullback to the 70s on NIO. I'm just trying to see it crack the 70s here and hold. That's the biggest thing. Profit target's going to be 65 to 60 is what I'm looking at. Got to break the support, though, here. It's continued to find some support here. If it bounces...
There you go, Tradester, up 368.
Nice, brother.
Always worry about the trade, not the profit, though. Let us know about the trade. We can learn from you also. Ooh, I kind of missed my NEPT here. I'm looking for this to bounce one more time to the VWAP. Let's see if I can get it. I would have liked to have taken those after it went to 42 and it rejected there. Probably 38s, 39s. Looking for bouncing 38s, 37 to risk off of 42. Let's see if it gives it to me.
What, NEPT is what you're looking at?
Yes, sir. Want it to bounce one more time to the VWAP, guys. One more time, and I'll get filled in here. Look for a bounce 30. I have my order out at 37 because I feel like the ask will be at the VWAP, which will be 38. If when I get in this stock, my first profit is going to be down here at 32 30s. Be risking off of 42.
There's 71s again.
43.
There we go. That's the drop I'm looking for. I'm going to take a partial there, so that's 100 shares, holding this rest 100 to a little bit more down. Want to see a bigger drop here, obviously, though. Took a while for that drop. Gotta look for this one to hit the low of the day.
There you go, guys. Approaching that very important support price there at 21.88, guys. You see how this BKTX, guys, is finding that price? It's finding that 90.88 level, that support. That's what we're going to watch to see how it reacts there. Like I said, guys, I wanted to see that green candle get up there to the 23s and reject. It kind of just went up to the VWAP and bounced right back down.
So this is kind of the crucial level with NIO here. Looks like I might get out for a break-even trade. I want to see it reject here hard. And so if it continues to push up, I'm just going to get out. Because it finally cracked that low, but it rebounded immediately back there.
And these OTC stocks are coming back, man. OTC stocks are coming back. That's something that wasn't.
I don't think I've ever.
In 3 or 4 years, brother.
I don't think I've ever traded an OTC stock ever.
It's really good for, I think, the weed industry.
Yeah.
Because it's really, really small companies.
Right.
They come out with BS news.
Right.
But yeah, I've honestly been seeing some traders. There you go. I gotta watch out here. I got my fill there on NEPT.
Alright, so I'm still holding NIO. I want to see a bigger drop here. I don't want to see it bounce back up to the 70s. I want to see it hold.
Alright, guys. I'm in NEPT, guys. Short there at 37s. Risking off of 43 there, guys. I did see a lot of volume jump in there right at my price. You guys can see my screen. It's tons of volume there.
Alright, so I'm out of this one. It just got squeezed up again. I'm just going to take the break-even trade and be done with it. Look at PDD. PDD had a really nice fade there. Yeah, this one, I mean, today I didn't really see any A+ setups. And so with B+ setups, I got to take it with small sizing. And this one just kind of curled back to me. So nothing wrong with the break-even day every once in a while. As long as it's not a losing day, I'll take it, you know.
Hey, that's how it happens. It's not a bad trade. All you can do is always just get yourself in the right setups and hold to your strategy. That's
right.
it. The rest, let the market worry about it.
I still think it's going to come back down, but I just don't know whether I have the patience to hold it anymore.
I hear you. My trade in NEPT is looking decent. Just got to get it back down to those 30s. 43s is what I'm risking off of, guys. I did see a lot of share size go through right at the price point that I put out there, guys. 437, 438s. I'm not the only one thinking this price point and shorting there. So what I'm going to see is if it's going to get back above these 40s and test this 42, 43 area. That's the only one that I had the concern for. If it washes down below that, then we'll be fine. So just got to be careful there. It's not so much risk there. It's 6 cent risk there.
On NEPT?
Yeah.
Where'd you get in?
Got in 37s.
Okay. I mean, depending on where you want to set your risk is probably at 42, 41.
Yeah, 42 is really the resistance here.
Yeah, it's 1-to-1.
That 1 cent more.
It's a one.
Right here.
It's a 1-to-1 trade though, so just be careful with it.
Yeah, it's one of those trades that it's more tight. There he goes. There's the 43, guys. We gotta respect that. If I see any 43s roll through, get out. 43s, get out. Respect it. That's it.
Yeah.
There's that share size coming into NEPT, guys, is big. There's some bigger buyers in there, and they're controlling this stock. just let it go. And I'm watching more VKTX here, guys.
I know, but listen, Garrett, listen, man, you've come on the stream and criticized for the last few days, man. So it's like, regardless of what you want to say, like I've been still pretty net profit the last 2 months. And so, I mean, I don't necessarily think I need a mentor. I think Mitch and I kind of mentor each other. But I think, I think it's really easy to kind of sit there and criticize other people and say, yeah, you do so much better. But I think, like I've always said, I think secure people focus on themselves and insecure people criticize other people. And so I'm not even necessarily saying you're insecure. I'm just saying you've been kind of negative lately in the chat every time you're in here. And so, that's what I'm saying.
I mean, I don't stress it because if your mentor is that good, then why are you here?
Right.
That's all I gotta say. If your mentor is that good, you wouldn't be here, buddy. You wouldn't be here writing messages.
Right.
You would be at home focused on making your money.
Right.
So that just shows you. And if you don't think I know how to trade, look at that washout through the support level on VKTX.
And besides, it's not even about knowing how to trade. I think we do pretty well with following risk to reward. And I don't mind constructive criticism, but if all you ever do is criticize, then it's kind of at the point where it's like, right, it's kind of like Mitch saying, then why are you here? You're just here to criticize and talk about how good your mentor is and how bad we are, And it's like, if you're like that, if it makes you feel better about whatever's going on with your life, man, like, more power to you, brother. But, I am going to point out nonsense when I see nonsense,
Yeah, no, I just think it's funny. I mean, if you're really making that much money, you wouldn't be here. I'm just going to...
Right.
Like, we can just be honest about it. You wouldn't be here on our free stream over here. Right. You'd be on your expensive guru, your mentor over there, that you're paying thousands and thousands of dollars so he can make you profitable, right?
Right. And now he's writing up like a paragraph talking about how bad we are and about how good he is and about he doesn't need us and like, watch. Let's wait for it.
I don't stress it at all.
I mean, listen, man, Garrett, I'm not trying to hate on you, brother, but the point is that, like I've always said, like, secure people are focused on themselves. You know what I mean? Insecure people get in YouTube, in the chat, and, it's kind of the toxic environment of YouTube, especially with day trading. Everybody wants to believe that their strategy is the best. Everybody wants to believe that they're great traders and that everybody else is terrible and that they can teach everybody else. You know what I mean? And, like, I think the secure people are sitting here kind of like, I'm not like the greatest trader. I'm still a new trader. I'm still learning. But I'm not going to go around criticizing others. You know what I mean?
All right, guys. Watching VKTX here, guys. I want this stock to bounce up to the support level, guys, which is $22. I'm looking for 22. Then we could risk off of 22.40. It would be a smaller share size. Thinking about 50 shares, 50 to 30 shares, somewhere in there. But I do need this bounce to go back to the support so that I can go ahead and have better risk to reward on this trade and have that move back down to 21 to look for that first profit. So
yeah, it looks like I got out of
21 now. Let's see if it bounces back to 22. It's more of a fake out. Let's see.
Looks like I got out of NIO at the right time, too. VKTX had a nice little VWAP projection. The problem with today is that I just didn't see any A-plus setups for me. Like, I think I've gone over it before. Like, what I really look for is overextended on the upside. And I just haven't really seen that much today. Like, maybe PDD, but I wouldn't really... Let me see. PDD maybe, but it had a big red day yesterday. So, I just didn't see any A-plus setups.
Alright, guys, watching TIVA also there, guys, trying for its highs there, 23.74, guys. For you long traders, you guys can take a look at this stock. The stock is riding really, really strong there, and you can see the daily is trying to make a push towards that 24.47 up there. Let's see what happens right now at the highs. Did get a lot of volume on the candle before it at 10:02. That 10:02 candle inverse hammer, I do like to see that on the long side. So then you have a risk off of 23.67, but I do like to see that inverse hammer there. It usually is a good sign on the long side.
Right, exactly, track racers. Exactly, man. Yeah, there's a lag on YouTube just because of the latency settings. You know, like if I want it to not buffer at all for you guys, I have to set like a 30-second lag or something like that. And so it's the latency settings. It's not me that's setting it. It's just I can either have a lag-free stream that kind of buffers a lot, or I can have a small lag that runs really smooth. And so I picked the smooth one.
This one was interesting. I was up there making kind of like a VWAP rejection.
VKTX rejected off the VWAP really nicely right here. I'm probably done for the day. I don't think I'm going to take any more stabs today. Just because I've gotten in 2 trades, gotten out about break even on the day, maybe down like $1, and so I'll take it. I don't really see anything I like, and anything at this point is kind of chasing. Just because I don't really do well past 10:30 or really 10, and so I'm still gonna watch stuff, but I'm probably not gonna jump in anything else. Any PT running up there. But yeah, I don't like the haters in the chat either, man. It's just about now, like a lot of times you'll get a hater. Now he's gonna chronically dislike all my videos, which means he's watching it. You know, and so I gotta learn to ignore it. But it's too hard.
Man. It's like I say, guys. At the end of the day, if he's really doing that great, he wouldn't be with us. So I don't really even let's put it. Give 2 S's for it.
Right. But yeah, honestly, the day's just I didn't see any premium setups for me at least, man. Like all I've seen, like. The perfect setup is an overextended stock on the upside that gaps up, preferably over 10%, and then fades off the VWAP the next open. And I just don't see anything like that today. VKTX, but VKTX ran at the open. It didn't really fade. QTT, maybe, but I wouldn't really consider it extended on the downside. Any PT's getting close to that high of the day at 450s.
Look at SSC. That's a nice washout right there. This was the level that I was really interested in.
VKTX rejected off the VWAP nicely here, but VWAP rejections aren't my favorite place. As you can see, NIO, this trade was a VWAP rejection, and it gave me good risk to reward. So like if I look at NIO here, my risk effectively in this trade was about 890 if I'm being reasonable. The problem with it is I got in too early. I should have gotten in right around this VWAP area here, around 880, giving me a 10-cent risk or so, and then rewards at the low of the day at about 860. And so if I get in at 880, 20 cent reward, 10-cent risk if I get in right here, which is a reasonable place to enter. Risk, reward. And so it was good risk to reward, but I got in a little bit too early. I got in at like the 74s, 73s, and so I didn't give myself enough room. I still made money on the trade, but it, you know, I got in a little bit too early was the problem.
Stop fighting. Alright, there's T, but didn't make that run to the highs. Came back to the VWAP, guys. I'm looking for an attempt to long here to 2370s. And then fail there.
Alex Williams says you're a hater. but I'm a hater, but I type too slow. Yeah, I'm gonna add you to the haters list, Alex. I didn't really realize that, so I'm gonna add you to the haters list, and I'm gonna post it on my wall. All right. Just because I always want to think about you, man. You know what I mean? No, I got you, John. I got you, John. I'm gonna get back with you after the stream ends, brother. Appreciate you going through my link, man. But yeah, I'll get back with you after the stream ends. Yeah, John. If you want my WhatsApp number as well, like that's probably the best way to get in contact with me. Like a few of my fellow traders here have my personal WhatsApp number, and so if you want that, man, I'll send it to you on Facebook, and you can just text me. That's probably the easiest way to get in touch with me. I don't really log on to Facebook that much. I'm actually on Twitter more than I'm on Facebook. But I'll get back with you, man. I'll send you my WhatsApp number so you you can text me if you have any questions, man. Right, exactly. Insurance. Hey, man, I've had profitable day after profitable day, man. I got a really cool comment the other day too. Like, look at this comment on Twitter. Shout out to JJ. Yeah, Tiva looks good.
Rejecting there hard there, guys. I would have grabbed that after it rejected there, probably in 65, 66. You're risking it off the 73.
But yeah, look at this comment I got yesterday on Twitter. Shout out to JJ. It said, I've been watching your videos. I noticed your accuracy is amazing, right up there in the 70-80% range, but you get out too quick. Solution, you might be a high-volume scalper. Try on paper. Once you figure it out, you are on your way to making millions, bro. Peace, I jelly. You know, and he put the meme of Dr. Evil saying $1 million. So I thought that was cool. Shout out to JJ. Really cool comment. Really nice, supportive comment. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think... I've always said this, people could say whatever they want. They can't really talk bad about my trading. You know, I've been having, in the last 2 months, I've ended almost every week net profit, and I'm slowly trying to scale up my sizing, but regardless of what anybody wants to say, you know, they can't really say I'm a bad trader, even though they might want to pretend I am, you know, because, I mean, honestly, like this guy says, like, I'm running at 70-80% accuracy a large majority of the time. My biggest flaw in trading is not holding it to my profit target. But I don't think it has to do with my risk to reward. And like I said, I'm slowly scaling up my sizing. I've been getting a lot better at using 200 and 300 shares. And it took me a little bit longer to get used to it. But I've been doing better at that as well. Today I had a few down days and I didn't see any A+ setups. And so I only used 1 and 200 shares. But, you know, if I see a good setup, I've been doing pretty well about using the proper sizing for it.
At the end, man, why we do this is not necessarily to tell you guys that we are perfect, but to show you guys the experience, guys. You guys are learning from us, winning or losing. Regardless of it, if you're learning something, that's what we want. We want to give you guys the value and being able to learn from us and not give thousands and thousands of dollars to gurus.
Right, exactly. Right, 100% Michael Pellini. And that's why I ultimately started using bigger sizing, is because, you know, like the last 2.5 months, I've been running at around anywhere between 60 and 80% accuracy rate. My daily accuracy rate is even higher than that. Like, I'm profitable. I've been averaging 1 losing day a week. Last week I had 1 losing day. The week before I had 1 losing day. And so 4 out of 5 days of the week have all been profitable the last few weeks, or the last few months. And so that's why it's kind of like it is that time for me to use bigger sizing. And I'm slowly working my way up to 400 and 500 shares. I've gotten pretty good at using 300. But again, like JJ said on Twitter, like I have to work on holding the stocks to my profit targets. Like that's the big thing I really need to work on. And if I can do that, I think I'll be good, you know. But I'm on my way. I'm getting close. I'm never trying to act like I'm like some pro trader, some, you know, super, you know, legit expert trader. I'm still a relatively new trader, you know. And so I'm still learning, but I think I'm getting better for sure.
Yep.
Yeah, we do this for free, Daniel. It's free every weekday, man. We stream live on stream. What happened, Live Games? That's rough, man. That's rough, brother. Hey, appreciate it, the people. Right, man. Even if you can't learn from our gains, you know what really hurts though, is when NIO does this, right? And it barely breaks this level. It got up to 890, which is, like I said before, was realistically my risk. And then it just washes out. But hey, I can't. Hindsight's 2020. Yeah, you'll bounce back. Life gains. Don't worry about it, brother. You got this, man.
Yeah, Corey, what you want to check to see if your orders are going through, make sure that your buying power is correct. Sometimes your buying power in the demo is off, and then that could throw you off. That's what I would pay attention for.
I know you see that, Silver, huh? You see that. See, this was actually a rejection off the VWAP, but it was a beautiful rejection at that. But yeah, this is a rejection. Look at this beautiful thing, man. And honestly, this is a stock I was short a second ago, but I got out when it broke my level, and so I'm not upset about it. Like, that's fine, I was too nervous in this trade, which is the problem there.
It happens, man. It's why I was able to. It's why I take more trades sometimes. I sometimes take more trades than John. It hurts, and it sometimes makes me. It's one of the things you got to learn. At the end of the day, you got to learn how you can trade best for you. Even though me and John trade the same strategy, doesn't mean we trade the same way. Right. As I'm sure our traders that have been with us for months have noticed that how we're different. There's certain times we take different trades.
Right. And we almost always take
to attack.
We almost always take different trades. And that's the cool thing about it, is that you and I are completely different traders. Or we're not different. We use the same strategy, but we see it a little bit differently. And we're not both wrong. Like both ways, we're pretty spot on with our profits. And so we're different traders. Mitch is a little bit more active, and I'm a little bit more selective. But neither of us are wrong in that. Like, everybody has their own trading personality. Everybody has their own niche in trading. And when you learn, it's just about finding your niche and then implementing that.
Yeah, that was a miss there on Tiva, guys. I should have been able to nail there on that green bounce up to 65, 66. I had my order placed for 23.67. Wasn't able to get filled, but that's kind of what I look for. This is the classic strategy of shorting a long play that has broke down there at 67, went underneath the VWAP. You look for a bounce somewhere near that last red candle where it started, and you got that bounce there at 65, 66 that you can go ahead and risk off of 23.70. It's not a bad trade there at all.
Yeah, it's just kind of a slow day. I'm waiting for this winter trading to come back, man. I don't think there's a delay in the chat, Alex. I don't know. Let me know. I just typed that. Yeah, Tiva rejecting off the VWAP here. It's pretty extended on the upside. We'll see where that one goes. But yeah, I think the stream's running pretty smooth today, which it's crazy. Like I said, man, this laptop is 4 years old, but it's an i7 it's an i7 gaming Asus, and so it should run smooth. I'm getting 1,000 megabytes per second download speed and like 45 upload speed, so the speeds are on point. I'm gonna have to go buy a new desktop today, but I'm kind of excited about it, getting like a nice desktop. I might give my old one to my daughter or sell it. I don't know how much I could get for it. Yeah, Corey says very different, yin and yang. It's great. I think like Mitch, so he builds my confidence, and John keeps me in check when I start to get greedy. Yeah, and I think that's how Mitch and I are different. I'm a little bit more selective. I'm not gonna say I'm more disciplined. I think I'm just a little bit more selective. I think Mitch is a little bit more aggressive. And I think there's pros and cons to both of those.
Going balls to the walls, and John's like, yeah, let me not do that.
Right. Yeah, man. I'm not a scared trader, but I'm very, very selective, and I think that's why my accuracy rate is so high. But I also think that's why Mitch makes more money than me a lot of the time.
Yeah, and it's gonna go into where we find kind of that middle path. Guys, it's not always about being extreme to one side, guys.
Yeah.
Trading 100 trades is not gonna do you right. Trading just one trade is not gonna do you just right.
Right.
You got to kind of find what works for you, guys. Another thing is, John knows that he doesn't do that great with taking losses, so he doesn't want to stack them up.
Right.
And that's why he limits his losses.
I don't ever want to lose. Right. I never want to lose. And I was telling my wife about it like yesterday. It's like, look, like I hate losing so much. I make it my goal to never lose. And that's why you see me averaging 1 red day a week. The problem is when I get those red days, it's legitimately depressing. I'm like super bummed out about it because it's like I'm so used to having green days over and over and over again. When I have a red day, it's like, in my mind, it's like I'm a terrible trader. I don't know what I'm doing. It's like I had a red day. I'm just a terrible trader. I could have as many green days in a row and then 1 red day, and in my mind, I'm like, I'm a horrible trader, And so, I think I'm just really competitive with myself, and so I don't ever want to lose. I hate losing,
Yep. How's the market doing as a whole? It looks like it's doing not the best.
I don't know. I saw a lot of stuff running up. Yeah, the SPY's up.
Yeah, what I can see though, it really is finding some resistance up there. Let's see if it gets above those 290s today.
A very simple, a very simple strategy is like a lot of times you'll see this a lot. The SPY had a big red day yesterday, and then it gaps up and runs up this morning, and this happens a lot. Like just kind of the opposing, just kind of the opposite. So like, it's kind of like people buying Nike on the dip or buying Facebook on the dip, just taking advantage of overextension in either direction. I really think that's like the most, if you want to understand what it takes to be profitable or what it takes to have a profitable strategy, and I'm not saying everyone works that way, but I think a large majority of strategies, at least momentum, revolve around overextended in one direction and then taking advantage of that in the other direction. Kind of like what we do with the VWAP fade, the VWAP bounce, all that stuff. Might have been a little confusing what I just said, but the point is, overextension is what my entire strategy revolves around. Mitch's too, I think. And so it's all about looking for an overextended stock and then taking advantage of that overextension. Like, look at Teva. Teva had a big red day all yesterday, and then what does it do this morning? It bounces and rebounds up. And so, if it has a big red day, I'm more long biased. If it has a big green day the day before, I'm more short biased. Looking at QTT, although QTT is kind of going against what I just said. And so that one may be a little tricky. PDD is another one I'm looking at as well. But again, PDD had a big red day yesterday. But it looks like a nice fade if it gets back up to that 2450 level. Right, exactly, Alex. That's exactly what it is. And that's, the reason, if you guys see what I responded to JJ with on Twitter, I responded to his tweet here, and that's what I said. Like, let me see. That's what I said. I said, honestly, it's comments like this that help me stay in the game. Thanks. I backtest my setup, so that's the reason the accuracy is so high. Thanks again for the support. And that's really what it is. Like, I backtest my setups. And so I know the accuracy rate of my setup, and I understand that. And so at the same time, I'm still super competitive with myself to where I hate losing. And so even though I know I'm going to lose around 30% of the time, most of the time, I still want to win every day. Like, I don't like losing days, which, I'm super competitive with myself. I hate losing days. You guys can probably tell. Losing day rolls around. Although rare, I'm pretty upset. And I can laugh at it now, but,
Stock isn't tradable, but it's definitely interesting. DGLY. You look at that daily. That's what we mean by extension. That's an extension right there.
Oh yeah, that one is super extended, man. As you said, it's not tradable?
Yeah, it's not.
I mean, it's not really giving us a pattern, but maybe one to watch.
Yeah, it's going to be one over the next couple of days that I'll look to see if it can get up there to that 448 level.
Look at PDD here. PDD is a little extended on the downside, I would say, but it looks like a good fade. And it faded once already today, but not going to trade it most likely just because it's a little bit extended. TEVA with this VWAP projection looking okay here.
Yeah, I think it was the earlier one, so you could have got some profit down there at 50, and then look for your ad back at VWAP.
Look at NIO, man. Look at NIO.
And if you got your ad back at VWAP, then you could hold the price break even at 60, 64, 63, and you could look for this next move back down to 50, taking your shares right back and looking for the big move.
Yeah, I'm kind of look at NIO, Mitch. I'm bummed out about that one, man. That one did exactly what I wanted to.
I was honestly watching that one when it bounced to 70s. I think that's not a bad spot to take there, guys. What you see is you see the complete washout, and what you need to look for is a bounce, like I always say, near that washout candle. So that's where your risk is 72, and you could have got in there somewhere in the 68, 70, 69. So that's what you're looking for.
Yeah.
Bounce. And you have to risk off of that red candle right there. But what's better is waiting for what? You got that first down move. It bounces up right, one to the VWAP, right? Comes back down to the support there at 863. Then we get that second move up there, back to the VWAP, guys.
Hey.
Then we get a move to the support. One more move to the VWAP, guys. That third test, guys. The rule of three, guys. 3 tests the resistance. What did it do after that? After that 81? Doesn't even go near.
Did we get a donation today, guys?
Doesn't even go near.
If we got a donation, I apologize. I'm just not seeing it. Or yesterday?
Yeah. 100% this stock did that second resistance try and just pushed you out. And then when it came back down, it did one more resistance try and then just completely failed.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, if somebody donated $10 to me today, I appreciate it. I'm trying to look to find it, but
the rule of threes, man. The rule of threes.
I gotta learn that, man. Guys. The 5 up, 6 down. I gotta learn it. No, it's a legit strategy. I'm just messing with you, but
it's 100% legit.
Right.
Like, if I could get it to be on a computer, if I could get someone to code that, I would literally just finish.
Okay, yeah. Hey, Raven, brother. Raven, man. I appreciate the $10 donation. I'm sorry. I don't know why. It probably has to do with the volume on this new computer. Not letting me know when I'm getting subscribers. So, look, I'm seeing a lot of subscribers today, actually. Appreciate the sub. Alish, Michael, Daniel, Robert, Raphael, Love, Mercy, Eugene, Fabricio, and appreciate all the subs, guys. And Raven, man, appreciate the $10 dono, brother. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate the support, guys. Sorry, I'm just now seeing it. My volume is not working correctly, and so appreciate all the love, guys. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah, Insurance made a comment that I never stopped teaching, and you know that's the 3 years of experience, guys.
I know. I'm the rambler, and Mitch is like the serious, like, business educator.
It has to do with, I've been doing this for a long time,
Right.
I'm at the point, guys, that I'm past the point where most people get to, where they get to that wall and they decide, is this for me? Is this not for me? Am I going to win? Am I going to lose? I'm past that, way past that. I've hit that wall plenty of times, and I realize that this is what I'm going to do, guys. If it makes me have to take years to figure it out, then it could take years. But what matters to me is more figuring this out, because this is what success means for me, guys.
Right.
And that's what I always talk about. And that's what I'm always going to come back to, guys. Figure out what success means for you. If this is for you and this is what you want to do, then go ahead, keep trying, keep studying, learn from your processes, take your data and really, really analyze analyze it,
And
guys.
back test your setups. Like when Mitch is saying data, back test your setups. That is the single. If somebody asks me what the single most important thing to success in is trading, it's 100% back testing your setups, because that way you know that your setup has an edge. It's going to give you confidence in the trade. It's going to teach you how to trade it, and you're actually going to know if it has an edge. You're not listening to some random guy on YouTube. And it's like I always say, don't trust me. Be skeptical of Mitch and I, and backtest the setups yourself, and you'll know. You'll know if the setup actually works or not without having to trust some random. You know what I mean? You actually know. Backtest your setups. I know I preach about it. I'm like a broken record with this, but it really is the huge thing in trading. You got to backtest. If you backtest, you know if it has an edge, and then you can just use that strategy. And you can keep finding strategies with an edge and use those. But you got to backtest. If you don't backtest, you're flipping a coin. You really are. And so, Insurance says appreciate the support, Insurance, man. Insurance is like an OG, but he says what is funny is you guys don't realize how good you are. 1 out of 10 traders make money, so you guys are in the top 100 on YouTube that are actually making money trading. And then he says right now you guys are beating one of the major traders on YouTube today. Yeah, and I think that's where a lot of the hate comes. That's why it's kind of bizarre when people start trying to criticize my trading, just because it's like if you look at Mitch and I's trading in the last few months, like I'm averaging one red day a week. You know what I mean? I've been net profit a large majority of the time in the last 2 months, and so I think haters want you to lose. I think it makes them feel better about what they're doing is if you lose, and so I think a lot of people watch us just to see if we're gonna lose.
Man, didn't I tell you? I felt like the market was dropping. Look at Apple. Apple is just tanking down there.
NIO tank too. The SPY's still up.
Yeah, the SPY. Watch it reverse now. Watch it try to get to those resistance and not break it. This is one of the things that traders like to do, bigger traders. They look at like one of the leading stocks. So the leaders are like, let's say Apple, Google, Netflix, Facebook. I'm sure you pull up Facebook. Let's see Facebook. Look at Facebook and Apple. Look how they're the ones driving the market today. And you're gonna see that at the end of the day, you're gonna see that nice CNBC printout. They always put it out. They're like, oh, that the market was down today because of Apple and Facebook leading it down. And then you'll just look back at the charts and you'll see that the overall market has a lot to do with correlation. And correlation, you have to start looking at stocks and see how closely they're correlated to the market as a whole. And look at this. Ready, guys? Look at the SPY. Reject those highs.
Yep.
And this is what I mean by years of experience, guys. I don't even stress. I know this is going to come down. It's more of a matter of understanding trading, guys. It takes years, guys. It's not something you're going to get to in 2 months, 3 months. And that's why I always laugh at, people trying to say that, they just got one person and it's just everything's perfect now. The lights go on. Every trade is going to be green. That's never going to happen. I will tell you that you can try to find any mentor in the world, and even the best traders will tell you that that's not going to happen.
So somebody's asking me about back testing here. So I'm trying to.
Yeah, put up your video.
So I'm just trying to show you guys like really what I do here. What I do is I go back and I look at my old watch list videos, and luckily I've been streaming for almost a year now, so I have a pretty decent backlog of watch lists. And what I essentially do is I go through. Today's not really a great day, but I go through the market and I give it. It's hard to explain. So I go back and I look at the last year of my watch list, right? And so for the VWAP fade, if it works and I see it working, I put 1 next to succeed. If it failed, I put 1. And I do this for an entire year. And so I go back for a year, and every time it works, I put a 1 under succeed, and every time it fails, I put a 1 under failed. And after I get all of that data from the past year, I take the average percentage. I take the percentage of times it worked and the percentage of times it didn't work, and it tells me the accuracy of that setup. And the important thing about backtesting is you have to be honest about it. No matter how much you want that setup to work, if you see it failed, you have to give it a check next to failed. If you see it worked, you got to give it a check next to work. And then you just look at the percentage. A lot of the time, I use Thinkorswim's on-demand feature. Why does it keep doing this? A lot of times I use Thinkorswim's on-demand feature, and I actually practice implementing the setup while I backtest it. But that's a little bit more time-consuming, but it also gets you a little bit more comfortable taking the trade. And that's really what I did with the VWAP fade. But it's just taking, it's just kind of tallying how many times the setup works and how many times it didn't work. And I just use my old watch list from the past year to just go back in time and look at how many times it worked and didn't work. And it gives me a good percentage of the success rate of that type of strategy or trade. And it's time consuming and it takes a long time, but it's worth it. Like you can see, I backtested the VWAP fade and my accuracy rate has been hovering right around the same rate I got when I backtested it. My accuracy rate is anywhere between 65 to 75% usually, and when I backtested it, the VWAP fade had a 73% accuracy rate. And so it hovers right around there, and it's legit, and that's what you really have to do. And that's kind of what algo traders do. That's what algorithm traders do, is they backtest the setup. If it works, they write a program for it, and they get it to execute that strategy, And so it's just doing the same thing, but I'm actually trading it myself.
Yep. Like I said, man, you saw the SPY test those highs, come right back through the support, right back down. While you're going to bounce, all you do is you watch Apple, watch Facebook, see what they're going to continue doing, and market leaders, man. Market leaders.
Sure. Hey, appreciate it, Jay. Jay said just the fact that you opened this channel and 90% of us haven't done it makes you a little superior, dude. Something good is going to happen. Hey, appreciate the support, Jay. Hey, appreciate it, man. Yeah, I'm super passionate about trading, and so maybe I get a little frustrated with the haters a little bit too easily. It's just because it's something I'm really passionate about. I love trading. If I was going to do anything with my life, it would be trading. And, it's exciting for me to be profitable. It really is. It's kind of surreal, And so it's just about working on improving every day. All right, Insurance. Have a good day, brother. Sorry, I'm a little bit late on the chat here. I'll check that out. Alex. Yeah, that's what I really need to do. What feature? The on-demand feature, Maria? The on-demand feature is... Let me see if I can put the stream to the other monitor. Let me see. The on-demand feature, if you look at the top right side of your screen, like I can pull my other monitor here. You click on-demand. This is going to screw up my charting. You click on demand and you can go back and, I can just go back to the yesterday. Or no, I can go back to last month. I can go back to the month July. I can go back to June, and I can just select whatever day I want to look at and go towards the end of the day and just see what happened that day with my watch list.
NIO, man.
I know, man. Don't even tell me, man. Don't even remind me.
But it's fine. I wouldn't personally trade this stock, so it's more, I have fun with it kind of because I'm more of a viewer, straight viewer on this stock more, because I wouldn't necessarily trade this stock. It's not my niche. I don't like trading these stocks like that. I feel like they never have patterns that consistently pay off.
Yeah.
But, man, that was
a big wash, bro.
Yeah, there's some pay right there.
Yeah.
There's some pay there, And the one thing is that it did this consolidation at the bottom and never looked like it was coming back. Mm-hmm. You saw nothing but ads. Every single time the green candles came, you saw big volume coming through on that bid side. So pretty much people letting it bounce and slamming on the bid.
Right.
I'm watching that ENPH that was called out.
A few people mentioning that one, yeah.
Keegan called out ENPH.
Look at that bounce, that VWAP bounce, man. Beautiful little bounce. This is the next long setup I'm working on, is the VWAP bounce. Usually, I'd like to see the stock open up under the VWAP, break over it, and then bounce off of the VWAP area. You get in. It's kind of the opposite of the VWAP fade. But this is this is the next long setup. Corey, Mitch, and Manny and I all kind of work towards this setup. Working on it, start kind of looking at it. I'm in the process of back testing it. It's given me pretty good results thus far. But
this is also a longer pattern. This is more like, in my eyes, I see the A, B, C, D pattern. I know if you know that pattern.
Yeah, it's just a bull flag pattern, right?
Yeah, it's a continuation pattern. It's called a continuation pattern. It's for longer trend plays. So what you look for is kind of flag patterns that are making runs. So it makes that first run, right? Bounces off the VWAP, guys. Make a second run, bounces off the VWAP. That's the A move, the B move, then that long extension to the C move. And then you usually fail or extend on that D move. That D move is never as strong as the C move and has a lot more tendencies to fail here at the 22 and not break over the high.
Yeah, it looks good, man. I'm gonna be watching this one for a short tomorrow, though. As long as it keeps pushing up today. All right, let me catch back up with the chat. So I think you can do that on the sim, Maria. You can get real time quotes on Thinkorswim for free. I believe I have a video on how to get real time quotes and real time charting on Thinkorswim for free. If you want that video, let me know. I'll post it in the chat. Do you recommend waking up and choosing? Nice job, Netron. By the way, Netron up 7,400 for the year. Hey, congrats, brother. Nice trading, man. Netron's kind of an OG in the chat as well. Do you recommend waking up every day and choosing like 4 stocks to trade and watch them, or diverse trade with 10 or more? It all depends on you, man. The biggest thing, like I have 12 charts, up at net right now. Just because I want to find the best setup possible, but some people do better just focusing on a few. And so it all just depends on, your niche, your personality, what you're trading, stuff like that. But yeah, I'm probably not going to jump in anything else. Got a small break-even day today, but it wasn't a losing day. I'll take that for sure. You want to say anything else, man? I'm probably about to go ahead and close it down, brother. Unless you're in something, Mitch. You're not in anything, huh? You there, Mitch? I see you in the chat.
I'm there. I'm a little muted, talking to myself, life.
Right.
No, it's just when I go in the chat, I know you guys get annoyed at hearing that keyboard, so I try to usually mute myself right quick. But yeah, guys, like always, like even Tiny bringing up here, about playbooks and S&P Capital, keep learning, guys. Always learning is what's going to get you guys further on. Don't think that you are perfect in anything. There's always room for improvement. I don't necessarily agree with just changing everything, but always kind of take a look at the variables. See what variables are helping you and what are going against you. See if you're trading, if when you lose, there's a certain variable that you're not paying attention to. Like let's say RVOL, relative volume, or total volume of the stock not being over 1 million. You could also look for if this stock gapped up to begin with, or if it gapped down, if it had certain news, catalysts. Those are the things that are really going to improve you as a trader. And always, guys, reach out to us. We're more than willing to work with you guys. We come out here every single day, and it's not only, to keep building this channel, but it's also to help you guys. And so don't feel worried to reach out for us, even if you're losing big or winning big. Whichever way, we're willing to help you out and help you on your strategy, not specifically ours. And we can always help you improve your own trading, whether that's trading your strategy, ours, or someone else's.
Right. You wanna Skype Corey after the stream, Mitch? He said he wants our help with something.
Hey, yeah. I'll see if I have a little time right now, Corey. I might take a look at some of my own trading review. I always do that right after. But I think I should have some time before. I know I have to go to have an appointment at 1 at work, but we'll see if I'm able to fit it in. Just go ahead and contact us. I have your email. I'll go ahead and I'll hit you up on Skype, I think, also.
Right, for sure. Also, man, Garrett, man, I didn't mean to, like, here's the thing. I feel bad if we kind of, like, get on to somebody. But Garrett, man, message me, brother. Send me a comment. We'll talk. Try to work out our differences if you're still there, brother. I'm sure he probably left already. I'm not trying to hate on him. He might have just been being helpful. I don't know. But, yeah, message me or comment me, Garrett. We'll talk about it, bro. Also, guys, if you today's news and everything was brought to you by SnapTrade. That's SNAPTRADE.US. Really awesome free website for you to check out. It has a lot of free tools for traders to take advantage of. I share my watch list with a decent amount of traders each morning, and so if you want to be added to this list and get my watch list shared with you a little bit earlier in the market day, let me know. Sign up to SnapTrade. It's free, and send me your username or email. I'll add you to this list. But it also has a free scanner, regardless of what sector you like to trade, upcoming earnings, high gainer volatile, high gainer penny stocks. Regardless of what sector you like to trade, they have an option for you, and it has this really neat feature where I can look at a stock, see what news came out, see the different technical signals that were going on in the last few weeks, compare it with the overall market, shows me historical prices. I could set price alerts. Really awesome free website for you to check out. That's SnapTrade, SNAPTRADE.US, and I'll go ahead and post this link. Also, if anybody's interested in signing up to TradeNet, I do have a link that will get you 20% off the intro package. Here's the link to SnapTrade, but I do have a link that will get you 20% off the intro package. And so if you're interested in doing that, I'll post that link as well. We do make a small commission from it, but if you want to help support this channel, you can go through our link. At the same time, like I always say, I try to be honest with people about TradeNet. The biggest flaw with TEFs, which is the partnering broker, is that some stocks are not tradable, specifically cheaper penny stocks with low volume previously. And so a lot of times those aren't tradable. You do want to make sure you understand that before signing up. But I love them. It's a perfect broker for me. There's lots of shorts. I can short anything that's tradable and quick fills. And so not too bad. But make sure to talk with TradeNet before signing up. I'll post that link here as well. And yeah, man, I appreciate it. John, welcome, brother. Hey, what's up, Daniel? Hey, glad to hear we can be useful for you, bro. Hey, appreciate it, John. Yeah, guys, but yeah, you want to say anything else, Mitch?
No, that's it, man. You guys take care, guys. Look forward. I'll be seeing you guys on probably Thursday. So you guys have fun tomorrow. I don't hang out for Loser Wednesdays, but that's up for you guys.
Right, Wednesdays, man. I'm gonna try to be patient, bro. But have a good day, guys. I'll see you guys later.
Take it easy, guys.